It's a buzz. A different kind of buzz. An exciting kind of buzz. From the court on campus to a beach near you. One net, one ball, game on. All sorts. From all over. A melting pot of good people. And one shared language. Serve, pass, set, spike. Big characters, big moments, bigger smiles. There's nothing really like it. Bold, competitive fun. And a welcome for everyone. Volleyball. Feel the buzz.
If you have the words, there's always a chance you'll find the way. Seamus Heaney. The Irish are great wordsmiths. From world-famous poets to songwriters to authors, our chosen words will connect the present with our heritage. National team players devise their vision for how they perform. Dígras, Brodúil, Tiamanta, Loidir, Bachlecha. This mission statement is emboldened across our uniform, with Ohm, the first written language of Ireland, connecting our heritage with our now.
So, as promised, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We have our Premier Men's final between Dalkey Devils, reigning champions, against Tallaght, newly promoted team coming in, taking the league by storm. It's going to be an interesting one. Dalkey are starting out in their setter 6. Tallaght starting out in setter 2. Why? For what?
He was looking for you. I don't know what it was.
So, Dalkey serving, and with David Stadil to kick them off, will leave his outside counterpart, Rodrigo Suarez, front row. Sorry, apologies, John Marini's playing outside today. Rodrigo's going opposite. Tallaght starting off in setter 2 with the traditional format of side out and get their setter to go back row, maximising their 3 attackers on the front. Hoping for a wonderful game of volleyball here. I'm joined again by Benny O'Regan as we get underway. Running a combination play but clipping the top of the net. Referee dictating that it touched it. Long way to Suarez, big angle, and there's a net touch caught by the swing through from Rodrigo. Jose Garcia asking about the touch on the top of the net. Yeah, I hate to say it straight off the bat, but I think that's one Maria's missed.
You think so?
Yeah. Now, again, she'll argue she's the closest person there, and that's fine.
Yeah. And there's no argument with Maria Jimenez. She's known as a no-nonsense referee all across Ireland.
Arakan to start the serving run for Tallaght. Pass gets onto Garcia's head. Turned down the line by Rodrigo. Lucas trying to find the same turn. Doesn't get the hand around it. No touch, no point.
He's a lot of new additions to this Tallaght Rockets team that got promoted up from Division 1 as they won a playoff against Net Force at the end of last season. A lot of new additions, including setter here, Mendisi, Turkish experienced player, as well as
goes wide to Lucas. Big ball. Big block.
And now you can also see why Dalkey Devils will be the favourites going into this match. They remain undefeated.
So
the pool stage.
Lucas saying to Arakan, give me the ball again.
Well, he does come from a professional background here, as far as I know. Robert Fernanzi brought him over from Turkey to help him out in the Alpha Wolves Volleyball Academy. He would have been a professional setter, but on this team he's down as an opposite hitter.
Nice return to go back to Octavio. Octavio had a wonderful semi-final game against me. Had probably the most consistent I've seen him all season, and we really struggled to stop him. And as you said, quick shout out to Robert. I know you're still in Italy. I hope you're feeling better, and hope to see you soon.
Well, he will be sorely missed anyway. He's the person that makes this Tallaght Rocket team tick, as it was seen in the cup final against Balbriggan, which obviously you were happy about, Graham, in your absence, just like Robert today. However, it's Dalkey who missed out in that cup final after losing that epic semi-final, showing that they are the dominant force this season at Premier level.
Well passed by Orestos. They go back. Joshua Delaney can only recycle off the block. Arder being really disciplined, just keeping the hands straight up there. Arakan posing the question.
Well, it's a huge reach there by Arthur.
Ah, he's a big boy, huh?
Very big boy. Well, over to the huge reach anyway. That's going over.
Rodrigo deciding to go on its Brazilian counterpart. It goes wide to Rodrigo. That is a great swing, but unfortunately missing the long line.
It is, yeah. Just a little bit too much behind the ball when he's taking a swing at it. Just a metre beyond that back line. Dalkey now 5-2 up in this early stage. Off pass back to him. He's going to take a swing at it, but it's easily dealt with. But it's another overpass there. Kept alive anyway by Dalkey.
The middle swinging through the right side. Scramble going on.
I don't know what the Libero was coming from a very long way out on that. Orestes, is that how I pronounce his name? Number 17 libero for Tallaght from Greece. No, he has a lot of leadership qualities about him, but I think he should have given the call for someone else to take that.
One arm recycle, great chase down by Orestes. Atakan has to send it over short. Rodrigo comes the way through to free up Arder. Marini with a big swing away. Again, kind of suiting that goofy-footed style to swing away from the body. Unfortunately, not enough court there to be in.
Yeah, same with the trajectory of his arm. It kind of went a little bit more from in to out rather than out to in.
So Josh Delaney in with a float serve, finds his fellow national team teammate Sean Erdley, who passes it. We go back to Arder. Quick ricochet of Lucas. Octavio coming through from the back row.
Just flying there. Shame the ball didn't go in on the Dalkey Devils side. They're really trying to have a go at it anyway, going with a bit more pace on the ball these early stages. You kind of have to expect that there will be a couple of errors as both teams try to set themselves into this league final.
Drops on the libero, who goes back to Lucas. This time swinging up into the hands, just letting it ricochet and rumble down.
Yeah, rumbled off the hands of Arthur there a couple of times. Seeing the ball drop down at his feet. Wasn't strong enough to hold Lucas Allen's spike. Now it's Lucas up the serve. Easily dealt with on the jump serve. Well, wide area.
Stadil has that big wind up, turning it back onto the line. Atakan not able to reach far enough outside the body to put it back in.
Yeah, there was a nice long approach that he went into that ball. Good pace behind his swing. Block ended up directing it out. You see Coach Alessandro Trio up on her feet, directing the play.
Up by Marini.
Oh, there's a call of a net touch.
Follow through from setter Atakan.
Yeah, couldn't have been avoided by.
And again, I'm sure, so Tallaght taking the first time out, a big energy team, obviously maybe missing that catalyst, that tinder at the beginning of Fernese just screaming and pushing the team on. But at the same time, Tallaght are this double-edged sword of energy and errors. Bring that up against Dalkey, who are just solid and consistent. You can't let them get away, because how are you going to catch up to them?
Very much so. Yeah, Robert Fernese is a player that a lot of the play kind of goes around. He even ended up changing from outside hitter when things were going against him, going on to the opposite, and he was getting a lot of reward from that. However, in his absence, they do have plenty of experience on the court. Lucas in opposite, even Octavio transferred from Garda last season.
Chased by Marini, big ball. Stadil is there, opts to tip over the top, takes Lucas out of the back row. Octavia's there. Little bit of, you see out of the corner of your eye that someone's standing where you're wanting to jump.
Yeah, well,
it's a bit unnerving.
You see that Octavio is very eager on the pipe. He's always ready when called upon. It's just now that other players around him need to be aware to just make the space and get in his way. That was a bit too much by James.
Garcia with a paintbrush, isn't happy with it. Lucas gets too much cut on it. And this first set, very, very quickly running away from Tallaght.
Yes, it's looking like that, and Dalkey aren't exactly, going out of second gear as much. They're just there and they're just finding their feet, but doing the simple things right. Just laying down an easy foundation for themselves. Maybe not on that occasion. Float serve sails just past the white line at the back of Tallaht's court. There's the serve.
Ball long, jumped and kept in by Stadil. Suarez out of the back. Octavia comes inside, has to think over. Big push to Stadil, got her rolling up. What a pick by Gudo. Chance for Tallaght, goes with speed to the outside, but Garcia gets his hands on that.
Yeah, very nicely lined up. It was end to end there.
Not known for his impressive blocking, but I'll give him that one.
Well, he has to kind of expect it if a lot of out-of-system balls end up going over on that side. That he has to be prepared no matter what. If he can get the ball down.
What Garcia is known for, though, is a pretty aggressive float serve. Takes Octavia into the inside seam, causing problems. Stadil and Gudo doubling up on the front row middle.
Yeah, but it was easily read. You can see that there wasn't much space for James to get through. And how do you pronounce his name? Ostadel taking a step inside the court to help Guto out. Seal the door there.
Goes to the other side. Ball's peaked to Octavia. Finds that high hand.
Really drives it into that high hand because that's a big high hand there from number 25 for Dalkey.
It's a skill in itself. You know, the blockers did everything right, but just the hitter did something different. If he had went down into court, the blockers would have got him. So really nice decision making.
Yeah, you have to be smart about it. Not always the same down ball is going to work every time at
Marini
this level.
pins the ball. Garcia gets the one-on-one for Stadil, but can't get by. There's an ask for a touch. Lines judge agrees.
You've just highlighted there, Graham. That's the second point in a row. Octavio is using his brains to win the point. Not always the clean down ball was going to win you. So you see there when it was tight at the net, he just swiped it off the outside hand there.
Slightly low through the middle.
Guto didn't have enough time to readjust when the ball was pushed in his direction. Couldn't get his hand underneath that ball enough. Now it's going to be timeout, Dalkey.
Okay, so just an early timeout just to settle it, to keep that buffer as big as possible, not allow Tallaght to build any momentum. You can kind of see these teams with this big energy, it's kind of like a big turbo. You put your foot on the accelerator and there's a little lag, but as soon as it gets going, it's really, really hard to stop.
It can be, yeah. It's ebbs and flows as it is, as you see with the solid starts of Dalkey. Now, Tallaght managed to creep a couple of points back on the deficit, but still, advantage Dalkey with 5 points. They've been in this position before many a time, I would say, Graham, with Dalkey. Can you tell us a little bit more about these players, of how they've remained undefeated up to this point in time in the league?
As you said, it's just a massive consistency from the Dalkey players. You know, nearly every team in Ireland has hot phases and a lot of players that go hot and cold. Dalkey are at the top because they're the most consistent out of everyone.
When they're hot, they're very, very hot, and when they're cold, well, they get hot fairly fast. They wait around too long.
Stadil toes on the line, but rips that ball.
All legit, especially with the ball going cross-court there. Poor old Usteres tried his best to retrieve it, but the power was just too much on it. Plenty of momentum behind that toss to help him float onto that ball and give it everything he's got. Can he do it second time in a row? Again, very tight on the back line. Oh, is it still play on? It's outside. No, they're playing it on. Yeah, exactly, because I believe the ball went over between the antennas,
yep.
So officially that is out, or it should be Dalkey to play the next touch.
It's funny how players are created through their environment. You know, David Stadil is a really quite short approach on his topspin, but as you know, in a lot of halls in Ireland, we don't have a lot of space for jump serving either.
Not a lot in the air either.
Nice push into the corner by Lucas.
Good cover.
Big ball out to Marini, who chops it down the line this time. Here we go. Can he put his body through it?
He can.
Henan standing in a good spot, ball coming higher than you think. Even strange part is, would it have been going out if he catches Henan in the chest?
Well, you don't know, it's so much power generated behind that swing, but what can you say about that pickup? His hand was literally on the ground, palm facing up, and managed to get a good dig to keep the ball alive and counteract.
Marini with his hands gets the ball back, goes for a big cross, but the block of Lucas and Josh not allowing that through.
Bit of banter there between Lucas and the coach, Alessandra. Taking that pass there, the serve, flicks slips off the fingers. Nothing worth feeling. You get your passer going like that.
Is this the start of the turbo boost I was just alluding to?
Well, we'll see now. Sean Early now is on for reception.
Great energy. Garcia on the run, can't make it to deal. Tries to skyball it.
It must have been a sky ball anyway, because it wasn't a volleyball. Wasn't what we expected anyway. I don't think you'd want anyone to clip that for future reference. That'll kind of serve again.
Ball in system for Dalkey. It's tight but well used. Covered by Delaney. Unfortunately, goes right back to Suarez.
Rodrigo Suarez, well, took it very nicely at the second time of asking, using that big frame of his. Brazilian. A couple of Brazilians here on the court here, representing both clubs. Including this one, Guto, little blocker. We say bye-bye to him now. He will lose his service all the way out. Bring it back. The Irish international Sean Early. On the final of the boys under 18 tomorrow, Dalkey Devils. For now, appearance in the men's.
Big toss, big power, big spin. Difficult for Early to get under.
Big reach by Joshua Delaney. Lovely leap, got his timing right. Bumped the ball down. Sean Early's overpass. Let's go at it again. We go to the same area.
So it's a really high up and down toss that he just wraps his hand over the top of. This time to the top and the side. Ball skewing out of area one.
Well, almost catching the head of Suarez, but he ducked down in the nick of time. Now is his time at the service line to answer back.
So steady float. Ball goes out to Tallaght, Rodrigo. Being called for.
What?
Oh.
That's an interesting call.
Wow. Okay.
He's under the height of the net. How can it be an illegal backcourt attack? I gotta look up the rule book on that. I'm sure the experts. Write in the comments if you know what the ruling was by Ref Maria Jimenez on that. Anyway. Just get back to Joshua Delaney's float serve. Maybe not. It's the end of that. Last point cancelled out with that service error. Now another Brazilian up to the plate. João Marini. Outside hitter for Tallaght, or for Dalkey.
Goes float in the middle. It's low for Arestas. Atakant gets the flick back to Lucas. Gets just enough peak to allow him to jump and swing at that.
Yeah, just enough power anyway to burst through the block on that. They can drop down at their feet. Slowly they're getting back into it, but still 3 points advantage to the Dalkey Devils here. He's gonna have to put some pressure on his serve here. It's gonna be a jump serve.
Big wind up from Lucas.
It's gonna be another overpass.
Chance to go one-on-one. Rodrigo versus Garcia, and Rodrigo goes OTT until one with a big long swing, but you know, all that comes from good service pressure from Tallaght.
Yeah, and that's happened now from Octavio and now Lucas at the moment. They've been targeting Sean Early there. He's been tried and trusted upon to get this service reception correct.
So a little change for Dalkey to bring in their opposite into the passing lineup. Generally, Rodrigo is an outside for Dalkey, and they go short. That's a great spot by Lucas. Arthur with the swing from the right side, pins it. Ooh, from here I thought that was in, but Lance Judge is much better positioned than we are.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Graham. So does Maria Jimenez on that. That ball did land in the sideline. That's 18 points to 19. Almost back neck and neck. The See there, Coach Alessandro Trio probably giving Sean Early a little bit of word of advice just to loosen up a little bit, get in early into the position to make the contact and not make another overpass or a ball going out of the system.
It can be very easy that you go into a very reactive mentality. You know, we need something to change, we need to do something. When in reality, they just need to make 1 point and move on from it.
That's it. Just need to calm down, reset. They know what are the options and what they need to do, given what the serve is going to be up against. 3 pass, front court setter, 2 attacks. Let's see if they can rectify it after this timeout.
So what does Lucas decide to do this time? Short, long, chop.
Dealt with better.
Great landing tiptoes by Jose Garcia to stay out of that net and getting that ball to Stadil in tempo. Give him that line. Let's see if Dalkey can just move on and get back to it, because they've been under a little bit of pressure from that run of points from Tallaght.
Yeah, it was a very good hit by David Delile going down the line. Open space there. Great hit by Estevez.
Tallaght went line and Rodrigo swings away.
I've been delighted with that one myself now, Graham. Well, we got Estevez. Hopefully he can tag on.
So Cortez now, after the swing, has to calm his and hold his nerve to go serve. Pulls out jump float, goes long on Marini, puts it on Garcia's head, who goes wide to Stadil into the block. Brilliantly recovered by Erdley, who goes back to Stadil. Double recover.
Very
And
solid.
at the third time the charm, nope. Well under from Octavia, who goes back to Lucas, who's early. Garcia scrambling. Erdley can only find Rodrigo outside of the court. Big chance for Tallaght. And they play.
Ice at the net.
Would have thought he maybe went for a shorter inside ball to keep the deal moving.
That was it.
What an up from Marini.
Up.
This is time to calm. Find that big swing off the hands. Wow.
Good man, Davies. Yeah, he had the door closed on him twice there in the Tallaght block. The last time he was given the ball, he thought about it.
So middles don't get to set a lot, but when they do, it's usually important.
It is very important because everyone expects them to screw up. In this case, it's been decent middle setting.
Cortez gets into the medium system, has to go high till Octavia. It's tight. Garcia can't get there, but James follows through.
Yeah,
Garcia spotted it, and so did second referee. Point Dalkey.
James goes just a little too eager. He had the world in his hands right there, but followed through, releasing the ball into the net.
Okay, now we're getting to a little bit of heat and spice in the game now.
Ooh, there's another net touch. I think Mendici knows himself anyway. Mendici he's lost balance as he tried to poke that over the block and into zone 5. 4 points now against the good. You see the coaching staff, the two Pavels, Pavel Lewinsky and head coach Pavel Bakavkiewicz, along with Marie-Claire Sobadal, just to show them that there's ways of getting outside this side out. Try to maximise and exploit as much weakness they can see in the Tallaght game or in the Dalkey game. Jose Garcia to serve, resume, and it's going all the way out.
It started to turn and dip, but not early enough to stay in.
We saw a little dip right towards the end, but didn't come down hard enough and fast enough.
So same thing, you see this alternate stacking style from setter 1 of setter on the net with the outside, bringing the oppo into pass. Marini does his job. Rodrigo, who does normally play on left side, gets the swing, goes again. It's high, Delaney's under it. It's a set to Stadil though, picked up by Cortez. It's not a double anymore, and that one's borderline, but referee lets it go. Goes to Sadil on the right, and it's just going too far away from him to get under it.
Straight into the net. There's some good pickups in that last rally that will help boost the confidence in this moment in time for Tallaght. Still at 2 points deficit against Dalkey. Dalkey is going to try now again. As he said, Suarez there in the pass. And the opposite is out on the left side.
Oh, it was slightly high for Stadil, who couldn't try to turn it past the arms of Octavio.
Yeah,
that's a big ball in a big moment.
Yeah, swung back now in Tallagh's favour. Alessandra does have one more timeout for Dalkey if she wants to call it. She doesn't call it now. Oh no, 2 timeouts, no more timeouts left.
That's a high ball, well swung up to get the recycle. Guto with another great set. Suarez trying to deliver dispatch. Doesn't get it directly, but causes enough pressure that Tallaght can't return.
Well, it results in the first set point. Dalkey.
So Stadil having a good service run earlier. Hopes to do the same, even with the pressure of set point. Delivers. Atakan's on the move. That's inside. Block gets a touch on it. Garcia decides to go right side to Suarez, who turns and takes first set for Dalkey.
What a set to finish off on that. What a set by Jose Garcia to find Suarez at a fast angle. Out on the right hand side. Boom. First set. First blood. Goes to Dalkey. 25-22.
Yeah, so as an opening look at this game, you know, pretty much what I expected to see. Dalkey having control of the start of the game, Tallaght needing to bring energy and bravado to get back into it. And is it enough to like slightly peak the consistency of what Dalkey bring, but then also crashing? And it's just this, you know, start of the game and end of the game phase versus this middle energy that Tallaght bring.
Well, they now know that they're in for a bit of a fight against, reigning champions as it is. They don't lose too easy. So if you're going to beat Dalkey, you're going to have to work twice as hard for it. And that's what they did to get themselves finally back into the first set, reducing a huge deficit, making it, an even-steven game, close enough towards the end of that. They settled their block very nicely. The line-up between Joshua Delaney and Medici was shutting the door a lot on their Colombian striker, David, and you can see there that David was trying to change up his strategy in terms of where to put the ball, whether to go across, go tip over the block. So they had to make the Dalkey attackers think that a little bit more. There was loads of good pickups from Tallaght in the second half of that set that definitely helped them to get the counter attack, and a lot of jump serving from Tallaght was putting Dalkey's reception under pressure, especially when Sean Early was on the back court. A couple of overpasses that resulted in free balls that Tallaght usually obliged to reduce that big deficit that they had. However, start of the second set, both teams would feel like they didn't do too bad. I'd say more relief from Dalkey that they actually won the set, but I would say the tails are up a little bit more with Tallaght winning the majority of those points in the second half of that first set. So I don't think they're going to be worried too much, only if they start really bad like they did at the start of the first set.
So Tallaght huddled, lineup unchanged. Dalkey out there, starting with Erdley in reception. I think both teams and set of players will be having the expectation that they could do a little bit better from the first set.
Yeah, but in comparison to the game prior to that, you can see there's already a step up in class with the natural individual ability that we have on show. You can see the big hits that the Brazilians bring to the table for Tallaght Rockets, Octavio, Lucas, and even Rodrigo as well. Well, that's not to say that Joshua Delaney's big hands have not been there. They have been there quite a number of times. Well impressed with this young lad. Never heard of him before this season, but I definitely will know his name after this season.
Oh, off the top, well managed, big push, it's over, but Marini gets the counter block, chased down by Octavia, he went a long way to go get that.
Fair play, man.
Calm from Erdley, goes through to Arder, one-on-one, Delaney guesses right, Arder goes the other way.
Middle has now started in the game. It's what you would want as a coach to see. Get your connection through the middle, because you expect 60-70% of all balls going to the outside, so the more they can get on to finishing the balls, does wonders for the overall ambience of the team.
Decent pass from Octavia, Lucas has to go long. Makes Rodrigo reach, so only Marini is a real option. Erdley keeps going. Confusion between Arthur and Rodrigo on who's hitting the right side.
Oh, and Arthur gets his
But he
big
gets
hands.
back in the middle to do what he's supposed to be doing.
Then some. He held his position, held his line well, although in saying that it was a slight mishit, even if he was off balance by the middle blocker of Tallaght. Arthur held himself firm, just had to get a little finger on it to nudge it down.
Rodrigo drops short onto Libero Arestas. We go back to Octavia, who has plenty of line and arm to aim for.
Yeah, and used it to his advantage very well on Marini's outside arm.
Off this, you know, short pass off Arestas, really nice up and down flick by Atakan. Octavia back to the high toss and the big swing. Marini up to it. This time we go back to Arder, who gets the touch. Lucas is underneath. Manages. Marini pushes up in to get the recycle. And the swing through.
Yeah, he found the gap there. As Lucas is trying to say to Joshua, just be on my shoulder. Just close the door.
It is, you know, it's one of those weird ones. You have it from amateur or even youth levels. Coaches shout aloud at their blockers not to fly, not to move. At the highest levels of the game, you fly, you close, you got to get there, because as the speed increases, it's impossible to just go up and down all the time.
Yeah, but you have to change up your technique a little bit more, especially if you're off balance or late to the block.
Goes high to Cortez, who keeps the swing high and takes the block out.
The block was lined up with Garcia and Arthur. It's off Arthur's hands, but swinging back
Again.
around into the centre enough.
Cortez coming in for the missing Robert Frenesi and proving to be solid. Wow, Arthur squeezed that in under James's arms.
Yeah, there's a lightning approach into it as well, and equally just a lightning swing as well. Tallaght weren't ready for it.
Arthur short on Arestos. We go through the middle to James, who wants to get his quick revenge back, but gets underneath the ball with a hand, pushing it long.
Well, there was space there, and he saw the gap on the left side of the middle blocker, but his connection wasn't the cleanest. Flew out. There's a rotation fault called by Aurelian Jimenez. Who's he calling for?
I believe it was the setter. They're in setter 5.
I don't think it'll make any difference if Lucas was behind the line of Atakan Mendensi. He's in position 2, so it's impossible because he has to stay ahead of the libero it would be in this occasion. So it just doesn't make sense. I don't know why Lucas is talking to the first referee. That's a correct call. There has to be a replay on it. However, it's riled up Lucas Allen there a bit. Just want to be careful anyway. Yeah, like I said. Don't want to be talking out of turn. Back to the captain.
we go, simple, up and high to Cortez. Garcia gets a right hand on it, goes quick to Suarez. Too flat and wide for him to be able to get around it. But really nice touch on the block to get that ball up and give them a transition opportunity.
It was a very nice turn in mid-air as well by Garcia for the set. But as I said there, it just wasn't high enough for Suarez to hit on. He snapped that a little bit too much and into the net.
What can Lucas do from the service line? Just didn't get the contact he wanted on it.
No.
Makes an easy point for Dalkey, who still now are 3 points up, but feeling tentative compared to the first set.
Well, I think it's more or less a consistency they're showing. They haven't really stepped up too much. That has brought extra energy
Wow,
to
a
it.
triple block on the first tempo.
I know, but James decided there was a triple block on it, so aimed high off the hands. Got his reward as well. Ball going well over the backcourt players. Dalkey.
So Cortez coming in to float from 5 right into 6 on Marini's hands. So Garcia can deliver the ball quickly out to Suarez. Makes easy work of that.
Very easy work, but it helped us. It didn't go anywhere near the block or near the defenders. A straight down ball. As it's saying out the bars, here comes the boom.
Stadil gets good contact on it. They go behind. James can only go over the top of the block with double hands. Garcia twisting, turning, getting caught in the net.
The hand up was early to stop the play by Jose Garcia. He got too choice onto the net. The hand up was fair play, so therefore he made the mistake.
Wonderful pass by Stadil. They go through the middle to Guto. Just keeping that establishment there, you know. They're starting to bail out early to go after the outside. Great decision making.
Yeah, but also making themselves available, because I haven't seen too much ball being driven through the middle for Tallaght. So the defense at least has to be awake for middle of Dalkey.
So Stadil telling Guto to go defend in 6 as they spread fast out to Lectavio on the line. Suarez closes in, leaves him too much space to swing across the body down the line.
Yeah, he hung up there in the air the extra time, and it was just he was on the way down, and he saw the lineup double block.
So we have a serving sub coming in for Tallaght. Setter for setter. Has a good line foot from what I remember.
Yeah, he came on in the cup final against Balbriggan just for this tactical decision.
Hurley takes with hands, gets it under the setter's head. Harder making light work.
Again, going through the middle. I always love it when I see that teams will go for the ever reliable outside hits and bring everybody into the play, not just the main stars that are always passing and hitting. So very good by Garcia to see Arthur again on that, and again another clean hit.
Oh, great push. Lucas can only tip, but enough of a tip to go off the hands of Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia knows if he's done better at that, if he just turned his body just that little bit more, but hindsight is great. Maybe he'll remember it next time the same occasion happens.
Tavia with the up and down and the big swing. That's it early in the elbow. We're still there. Marini has to return legal ish. Lucas comes in, shows his setting skills. Cortez underneath it and still with the big swing.
Who knows, referee could have called that a little bit early with the backcourt setter, even though it was a one-handed and it was pushed in an upward direction. It was borderline, but he just had to play go on that.
I think he was on the ground.
In case it results in a...
Deciding not to call as the previous one from Dalkey Libro Henan. Got a little bit of sweat just getting taken off the court. And now Dalkey serving 10-7. Oh, it's quick. Tavi does well to push back. We go tight to Lucas, who can only push up into the block.
Stay on.
Stadil wants the big cross and finds it.
Me gusta, Davies. Yeah, clean hit on the net there. Saw the usual big space going cross court into zone 5. No chance for Tallaght to defend that. Forget about that last nice one.
So as long as they can keep that 3-point buffer, I think they'll be calm enough. But again, we're just waiting for this turbo boost to kick in from the Tallaght players to make these mid phases of the sets really, really interesting. There's Delaney with a bit of extra boost, resulting in high ball miscommunication between the two of them. Lucas, can he make them pay? He doesn't.
Oh, what a wasted opportunity, Graham. It was up there, especially with the confusion of Arthur jumping up on top of his setter, Jose.
I wonder, slightly illegal, using another player for additional height?
I don't think it was like Aussie rules style in all fairness. I think at the knee up on the back was more on the way down.
Nice find, what a pick.
Again.
And again, just trying to figure out who should hit it. Oh, it's high, it's tight. This time Lucas gets the touch and the...
Should have done a lot better. Should have put more power onto the though. Souza didn't help him. That's the second ball. He set very tight to the net and the block was ready. Bring on Akan.
And again, it's something that you find when you play. I know the setter that just came up from Division 1, Division 2. When you get used to playing with smaller hitters, they constantly want the ball tighter so they can hit down, and you get really, really used to that. But once you start playing with the likes of Lucas, Rodrigo with big jumps, they like to broad jump into the ball. They want the ball off the net so they can swing through it. But these little normal tendencies are so hard to change.
You can do, yeah, but you have to see what's in front of you as well. You're talking at Premier level, you're expecting bigger blocks, bigger hands reaching over. So off the net is the most suitable option for any hitter. And you can see all the options, what to do when you want to score.
Missed contact again. It just swinging too early on a lot of these.
There is a fine line of trying hard and trying too hard, and I think Lucas in the last couple of points is trying a little bit too hard. They're trying to rely on too much of it. As we saw Pavel go to Tallaght, call the time out there before the set runs away from him. 14 points to 9, Graham.
So, before the game, if you had to ask me my opinion, Dalkey are still favourites for this. Reigning champions, went top the league, coming into playoffs, have a really consistent team. And the thing with Tallaght, and even ourselves as Balbriggan coming into the same as a promoted team, we both can do wonderful things, spectacular, grind the ball. But twice in a set is enough. Is then the difference that you see at this stamp to get to the finals. It's not just to be about being good; it's about being consistently good.
Indeed, but both teams got promoted this season. Balbriggan and Tallaght Rockets. They added on a lot of new players to their roster.
Yep.
And it's helped them to get up to this position.
If anything, it's helped the competitiveness of the league this year. I think it's been wonderful.
100%, yeah. When I was playing against Tallaght Rockets last season, I thought we could actually compete with them very well, but I only recognised one player out of the starting 7 so far that are playing, and that was James Gomez. Everyone else looks very new. I have a change of player there as
we
well.
have a complete change of lineup now for Tallaght, trying to get Lucas in this rotation. Guto gets touches and followed through by James on the net touch. So again, you kind of see, as I said, points go down, coaches, teams, they feel like they got to change things to make something work, but do you cause as much chaos as you do solutions?
Well, it's hard to say now because they brought in the another Turkish guy who's new to the fray for Tallaght. It's number 6 there, Mohamed Selin. But it's not proven effective at all just for now. They're trying to use Mendici on the opposite and allow Lucas, which his bread and butter role in the professional circuit was as a setter. It's gone out here. See, Mendici is not the I don't know, trying to work on something like here, and yeah, really so. Pavel calls his second time out in quick succession. They just lost the last 4 points. They tried to come up with an alternative solution on that, keep with the front line to be attacking.
And it's one of these things, it's great in theory, but if you don't do it a lot and you don't know you can do it, pulling it out at this stage is so risky. You know, in any other sport, you talk about football from going to 4-4-2 till putting 3 at the back, you would get murdered by any other punditry. So I think we're actually being quite nice, saying, you know, it's a big risk at this moment. Just that you feel you have to change something. Maybe it's a couple of players. Do you let the set go, let them recover? But it's a double-edged sword, because if you roll out your bench to rest your starters, if you lose a lot of points, you can destroy the energy of the team before you even get into this next set.
And even the players that are introduced to try and get it back don't have their feet enough on the court to feel like they've got an energy up to a desired level that the opposition is playing at.
For me, when you talk about energy, energy is directly correlated to points. You win points, you have energy. You lose enough points, you just can't stay happily motivated all the time. You need to start winning points to start to cheer, to start to push.
But maybe it also results in how you're losing the points, and especially if the errors are coming on your side, which are not really being forced, then that can really drive any team crazy.
Okay, so I think Tallaght revert to something.
They're back to normality there with setter in 4 now.
New outsides, stress and chaos and out.
They're all over the place now, Tallaght. They've introduced new middle blocker, Lucas Stachkera. He's been there from the very start, if I remember, when Tallaght...
And it's hard, it drips, it feeds. People will lose points, but how do you respond? How do you get back? Because at the moment, I'm pretty sure the Tallaght guys aren't feeling like themselves.
Yeah, but as you can see there, they managed to get a point of a touch off a defender.
Okay.
I think that was a bit generous.
Lanchard says no one out. Maria Jimenez saying she's seen it.
I think David put his hand up to admit onto it.
Oh, I like that from players. Marini puts the ball on Garcia's head, who goes quick back to Stadil. Again, slightly wide on the set, but same as we've seen earlier, players contorting in the air, swinging it away from the block.
That's it. I wouldn't be coaching that kind of approach going in to the ball from the right side as a right-handed player, but he somehow made that work, cutting the arm straight across his body into the center, just like that.
Great energy.
Straight into
and again, they got plenty of buffer. 9 points of a buffer.
Yeah, but Tallaght lost a rag of themselves there. They were close enough before their first time out at 14-9, then it went 18-9. Trying, I don't know, thinking outside the box. You know, life is full of risks and all that, but you have to calculate them.
Whoa! Now, it's only 1 point, but that one feels like more.
But with the experience on Dalkey's side, I don't think they're going to be faced too much. They've been there, done that. How many times has it happened to them in other games in the league where they always end up coming out as victors?
Shorten on Marini, who gets it back and answers straight away.
Great. Quick set out. William Blythe swinging fast down into zone 6.
And obviously, you know, teams have their own strengths, and definitely one of the ones that Dalkey have is between Garcia and his outsides. It's probably one of the quickest tempos to the pins of any team in the league.
Well, you can see that, and they're well able to connect with each other. Good pass. Can do. I don't remember him getting too many sets from African to this set. But then again, I don't remember too many sets going into the middle. So that's also down to the pressure of the Dalkey serves as well.
Great pass by Eardley.
Middle there, look at that. Oh my God. Huge reach by Arthur. He had all day seen that space there.
So would be quite curious, you know, something happens and you give him that lane, keeps staying on the head of Arthur, keeps swinging across the 5. So start switching up the block every now and again. Just get touches, make him guess. Don't let him keep doing what he wants to do.
Yeah, well, it really depends on the shoulder line of the angle that Delaney kind of wants to get at that ball. When you're a middle blocker, you should always be looking at 9 times out of 10, wherever way they're looking, that's where they're going to hit. So sometimes it's just a 1 foot adjustment to get yourself in line with block with the hit.
Tavia pushing from the service line. Gets a nice curve on the ball. Sticks it between Eardley and Suarez.
Well, he gets a nice hang on it as well. We're waiting ages on it, I swear to God. Like someone's looking at TV, it's on pause for a brief second, and next thing he hits.
That's what happens when you have quads like that.
Indeed. Fly like an eagle.
Tries to go for the 2-peat. Oh!
That was so nice. Is this what is needed to get Tallaht's final back up and running? And rightly so. Coach Trio decides to call first time out for Dalkey Devils. Cool the momentum for a bit.
I said there's a great call out by Dalkey coach Alessandro Trio. This Tallaght team, especially with players like Octavia, they're, how do I describe it? They're like a steam engine. They need to build up this pump of steam, and if whatever you can do just to take the lid off it and let it out is really the best way to manage against them.
Yeah, but they really blow hot and cold, don't they, this Tallaght team? Like as you alluded to with Dalkey, they're not totally phased by like one great point that they lose to Tallaght. It's about consistency, and consistently right now, Dalkey have the upper hand. Still 6 points to the good. Maybe this delay will slightly throw off Octavio. That's what Dalkey will be hoping. We'll see how it goes.
So slight stutter, but gets good contact. Passed well by Eardley. Goes back to Suarez, who has the line, but pulls down on it.
That's the second one.
Giving a
set.
little bit extra steam into the pot for Tallaght.
Couldn't really complain about the set in this instance like it was earlier on before from Garcia to Suarez. He did have a little bit more time in the air. Hits top once again.
Very difficult for players to go on bigger serving runs than 2 and 3. So really well done by Octavia. The fourth just proving that bit too difficult. But now I said it's not letting the steam out. Keep that pass, go run, and keep moving.
Well, Dalkey are cool as cucumbers right now. All he needs to do is just play this point, get a block defense. It's line up there. Oh,
catches
it's
the antenna first.
Another mistake by Mohamed Selin. I don't know, he hasn't been the greatest of additions, and
there's the change back.
Yeah, rightly so. Anyway, needed to be Rodrigo back in there for Selin. He tried his best. They tried a tactic to try and get out of his side out at 59, but it didn't work out when it threw Mendici on. He as a winger instead of a setter. He can do, but that's what he can do as well. Everyone's hanging up into the air.
Time, slam, dunk.
Just lovely hang time. As results in set 2, going to Dalkey Devils, 25 points to 17.
With those little basketball shoes on for Davish, should be calling them Airs to Deal.
It was a better controlled performance by Dalkey Devil in that second set. They never had to panic at any stage at all, no matter how much. They almost got there up to 17. Still too little, too late.
We've got a quick visit from Buzz here for the people in the crowd. We got some free goodies to give away. Some Volleyball Ireland t-shirts, some merch. If you don't get lucky to get any merch from Buzz, you can come around to this side of the hall. We got the Volleyball Ireland shop. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got balls. Get your very own Volleyball Ireland gear. Making it way down to the Dalkey side of the stand. So, Benny, what has to go different in this third set for a different result for Tallaght?
First off, they need the consistency. Right now, they're up and down way too much. There's no middle ground that they're working off of, and there needs to be more introductions of ball to the middle players.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's a decent thing. You know, you can't change the entire team, the entire tactic, but two things are, can there be a little bit more running in the middle? Yes. No, Dalkey are without their former captain, Gilmeme. If you're watching, I love you, buddy. Sorry that you're not here. And at the same time, they build energy, but they can't get rid of it at the same time with errors. And it's trying to see, rather than hit every ball hard, can you go long? Can you force Dalkey back? Then when you really need it, can you get that little tip shot? Can you get that ball block out? Make the easy points, manage the hard stuff, and then keep doing everything else the same.
Yeah, but I think Tallaght at times are making life more difficult for themselves than it should have been. You know, more than good. But yeah, Tallaght needs to go a little bit more middle. They need to stay settled a little bit more with their outside players. Sometimes they have to be a little bit more patient with the set. Medici, I feel, hasn't really got himself into an attacking situation as much. He did have one nice one, but it was easily picked up by Dalkey in set one. But he needs to start changing the play a little bit more and make it a little bit more dynamic.
Like, I think you just have it from Dalkey. You know, Marini's went up on swung points. Suarez is probably leading them on the stats. Stadil is putting points in. Arthur's putting points in. On the Tallaght side, we have Octavia. And I think that's the hard part, that you need the rest of them firing, because one person can't do it by themselves.
Yes. Yeah, it can't be a one-man show all the time, even though it has been done. Time's gone by. Won't work. It's in a Premier League final like this. You need an extra one or two to now step up, but that'll only come from how Atakan spreads the ball to the rest of the attackers.
A good thing for vibe check of a team is how well they're serving. And if Tallaght can get into the serve and start to get a couple more attackers swinging, maybe, just maybe, there's something in this third set.
Oh, nice chase down there by Davida. We have the second lead row on here. They go fast to Octavio, but no, they shut the door on that. Suarez gives a huge energy with his hands on the ball. Libra tried his best to retrieve it, but it was going so fast. Didn't have enough time to keep it up.
Okay, so they've had a quick change in lineup. James has went from middle till outside.
Yeah, and Tallaght did that actually in the cup final against Balbriggan from set 3, when they moved Roberts from wing, moved James from middle to wing. I think no. It's not surprising which for me.
Tal must be watching Cedric Carter earlier, saying we fancy a bit of that.
They did, just because, but again, it's nothing new with regards to Tallaght Rockets seeing James move out onto the wing, and he did a decent job.
Great pass back to Evia. We go wide to Lucas, who shows that he's wanting to be one of those extra guys making more points for the team to get the minute.
I know, but he's also the same guy who's like Jekyll and Hyde. You know, when it's good, it's very, very good, and when it goes bad, oh, it's a trouble. A few holes at the net and at the serve. So if we can remove those parts of the game, I feel like they have a chance to take this into a fourth set. Oh, as you were saying there earlier, if Tal could get more meat behind their serve, you know, cause more questions like they have done in bits and bobs of this game so far. They can make the pass of Dalkey think twice, but once a serve like that by Octavio, it's a good pass anyway. Lucas Allen, oh, again, he's trying to be smart. It's a good idea, but wrong execution. Looking to go into the center. He changes his wrist the last time, miss hits it completely on the outside.
That's a great set out. James can only find the touch of Garcia. He had
Garcia
a long way to
could've
go.
done it. He knew he could have got a touch on it, but he reached high with the hand or let it come off the net and scoop it up to retrieve it. But either way, he didn't make any decision whatsoever. Ball just dropped down. Ball back to Tallaght. So again, Tallaght or Dalkey, I see, are bringing up Suarez into the pass and taking out David.
Marini getting the ball wide, fixing, dropping it short on the off blocker. James gets it fast, likes to turn that ball back. Josh taking a good touch to keep Tallaght going. Set, can't get them there. They go for the trick play.
Oh, they are this time. Yes, yes.
And it pays off.
Worked out. Not the prettiest to look at, but effective nonetheless. Arthur is the person with the final touch, with the ball going across his face from left to right. And hits it in the direction of James. He just caught it by surprise.
Marini down the middle, under the arms of Octavio. Out of hands, on scramble.
Oh,
James
antenna.
can't turn it around the antenna.
The players up there.
Okay, 8-8 is the steam building. Guto doing his best to take the lid off it.
That's it. It starts right there. Again, middle being introduced into the play. Quick side out. First one I've seen now in go-to since set 1. It's been all Arthur in set 2.
Garcia with good energy on the ball.
Ooh, the touch by
Difficult for
Atakan.
James to handle. Even more difficult for
Done well done. Ball up and down. Very good serve nonetheless by Jose Garcia. Targeting James on the cross courts close. Couldn't handle it the best.
Garcia goes for the same. It's tight for Atakan, who's in the net.
Oh, it's now adding up. It's a small little period where I think Pavel should be taking a timeout for Tallaght.
Thinking about it.
Oh, he should. It's 2.
Thinking about
Two
it.
unforced
Thinking about
errors.
thinking.
3 points, no. And, oh, that's very smart. Well done, David. I saw that drifting block of Mendici was there. He was going to be out of balance.
Changing back out Cortez for James.
Yeah. I think it was best to do that anyway. You have to try and stop the rush right here, but I just don't know if Tallaght have it in them right now. We need Octavio to be feeling pumped, but it has to start from this pass. Deal with Garcia's serve.
It's tough, but can they get a swing? That's all that really matters.
Got a swing, but it's dealt with. Oh, could be an overpass. Oh, smart by Garcia not to touch it.
Oh, no.
And again, miscommunication once more. We've seen it.